Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you all for the magazine launch ceremony of Exposition issue 19.
We are delighted to have you all present here today. Please take your seats as we prepare to embark on an inspiring journey.
Amidst the thrill of anticipation and the pulse of excitement, we gather to inaugurate a journey into the realm of imagination and insight. With every page turned, Exposition has become a beacon of enlightenment, a canvas for expression over the years.
With the vision of creating a thought leader in digital transformation, Industrial Management Science Student Association, the preeminent student body of the Department of Industrial Management, Faculty of Science, University of California, annually publishes the premier university business magazine, Exposition. Bridging the gap between management and IT, Exposition unveils the journey of our own undergraduates through the paths of technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship.
Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the Industrial Management Science Students Association proudly presents the magazine that bridges management and IT. Exposition issue 19.
The Department of Industrial Management of the University of California was established in 1968 with the aim of providing education in the field of industrial management to science students, transforming them into skilled professionals in both management and information technology disciplines. Showcasing the full range of skills as undergraduates, the Industrial Management Science Students Association, the official student body of the department, orchestrates extravagant events, thereby actively fostering collaboration with the corporate sector. HackX is an inter-university startup challenge where the most talented and vibrant undergraduates can confidently share and delve into their innovative ideas. HackX Junior stands as an inter-school hackathon, offering a dedicated platform for the brilliant young minds of school children to transform their ideas into reality. And continuing nearly 2 decades of excellence, Exposition, the premier university business magazine in Sri Lanka, is published annually to bridge the gap between management and information technology, business trends, IT innovations, findings from surveys and research, and life experiences written by professionals and undergraduates alongside interviews with illustrious personalities. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up for the next remarkable milestone of this premier university business magazine. Exposition issue 19.
Fernando.
And I am Hastigudatana. We will be your hosts for the day.
And now, to pay homage to those precious traditions of our country and symbolizing the illumination of knowledge and wisdom, let us light the traditional oil lamp. For that, I call upon Senior Professor Sudat Kalingamudali, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, University of California, Dr. Ruwan Wickramaratchi, Acting Head of the Department of Industrial Management, University of California, representing the academic staff, Ms. Kanchana Priyakantha, Co-founder and CEO of Care Readers, Dr. Ananda Handunge, CEO, Solid Tire Division, Ferentino Tires, Mr. Asela Vaidyalankara, Managing Director at Talos Consulting and Independent Cyber Security Consultant, Mr. Tushara Ratnaveera, Chief Manager, Head of Mobile Experience at Samsung Sri Lanka.
Mr. Sanjeev Alvis, CEO of BCS Technologies International Private Limited. Mr. Rajkumar Darshan, Global Director for HR at Evansis Private Limited. A representative from Connex IT. a representative from Cygenics, a representative from Logicare, a representative from GTN Technologies Private Limited, a representative from Fortitude, a representative from MS Holdings, a representative from ICBT campus, one member representing the alumni of the Department of Industrial Management, Mr. Tamidu Dilhara, President of the Industrial Management Science Students Association, and the Editors-in-Chief for Exposition Issue 19, Chamil Lehampat and Abhivarshani Sudarshan. Please come forward to light the ceremonial oil lamp.
Work is done. All of us one by one.
Thank you, everyone, and please remain standing. And now let us stand united and proud as we sing the anthem of the University of Kelaniya.
Desakitu gosa urumaya suratina siat suwanda vidu kirana bedadena sada sandaki vidulatara udagina Kelaniya sarasavi mata Kelaniya sarasavi mata කැලණිය සරසවි මාතා විදු අඹරේ බැබලේවා සිය දෙස කිතු ගොස උරුමය සුරකින්න සියත් සුවඳ විදු කිරණ බෙදා දෙන සරසඳ කිවිදුල අතර උදාගින කැලණිය සරසවි මාතා විදු අඹරේ බැබලේවා
The Industrial Management Science Students Association is prominent among the university student bodies as they have been continuously working on progressive initiatives to connect undergraduates with the corporate world. Exposition is one such initiative. So now, may I have the pleasure of inviting Mr. Tamidu Dilhara, President of the Industrial Management Science Student Association, to welcome the gathering.
Good afternoon to all of you. As the president of Industrial Management Science Student Association, I'm privileged and honored to welcome you all to this significant occasion. First of all, I would like to welcome two special people who are not here with us right now. Our keynote speaker, Mr. Dan Gomez, Honorary Consul of Georgia at Consulate of Georgia, and former chairman of Hella Clothing and director of MAS Holdings. Also, senior professor Nilanti De Silva, vice chancellor of University of Kelaniya. And I also honored to welcome senior professor Sudat Kalinda Mudali, the dean of the Faculty of Science, and Ms. Kanchana Priyakanta, co-founder and CEO of K-Readers, Dr. Anand Handunge, CEO of Solid Tire Division, Ferrantino Tires, Mr. Tushar Ratnavira, Chief Manager and the Head of Mobile Experience at Samsung Lanka, and Dr. Ruan Vikramarachi, Acting Head of Department of Industrial Management. And I would like to welcome our esteemed monetary, non-monetary, and public relation partners. Actually, your support has been invaluable to bring in this event to a success. And I also like to extend a warm welcome to all the other corporate representatives, industrial mentors, all the academic staff, non-academic staff, our alumni, EDIFI winners, all the students from level 1 to level 4, and all the guests who are present here for the Exposition magazine launch and the Industrial Forum. The Exposition stands as a long-term initiative by the Industrial Management Science Student Association with a rich legacy of 19 years. Periodically, the Exposition undergoes evaluation through new innovations. This year, we have extended the Exposition to encompass Industrial Week 2024, offering undergraduates chance to gain industry exposure. Today marks the pivotal moment in this year's Exposition, the launch of issue 19, also held as the premier business university magazine. In conclusion, I invite all of you to enjoy the proceedings of this today's event and take inspiration from the stories and insights shared in Exposition issue 19. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tamidu. Our journey wouldn't be completed without the invaluable support and guidance from the Dean of the Faculty of Science. So, now may I have the honor of inviting Senior Professor Sudat Kalingamuduli, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, University of Kelaniya, to address the gathering.
Very good afternoon to you all. Keynote speaker for the day, Honorary Consul of Georgia in Sri Lanka, former chairman of Hella Clothing and former group director of MS Holdings, Mr. Diane Gomez, acting head of department, Dr. Ruan Wickramarachchi, members of the academic, industry and non-academic staff, and the undergraduates. Especially as an alumnus of the Faculty of Science of this esteemed organization, one of the top-tier national universities in Sri Lanka, I thank the organizing committee for inviting me to the launching ceremony of the 19th issue of the Exposition magazine for the 19th consecutive year by the Industrial Management Science Student Association. Currently, the Faculty of Science consists of 8 academic departments and 2 academic units with more than 3,000 undergraduates and 800 graduates enrolled in various majors, making it one of Sri Lanka's most reputed science faculties. As mentioned at the video briefing, the Department of Industrial Management came into existence with the commencement of the Faculty of Science way back in October 1967 with the objective of teaching industrial management to science undergraduates. Since then, the department has developed its academic programs, conducting regular program reviews and improving laboratory facilities, which we are witnessing even just now. At its inception, the department offered industrial management as one of the subjects of the 3-year bachelor's program with the intake of only 30 students. The 4-year bachelor's honors program, or we call them a special degree in industrial management, was initiated at the department in 1985, and my batchmates were fortunate to be the first student who had that opportunity. And many of the BSc honors degree graduates in industrial management have obtained their higher degrees, and many of them are serving as the academics in your department. They have secured senior positions in higher learning and research institutes both in Sri Lanka and abroad. The Department of Industrial Management is innovative in many ways, and the following are a few examples. Although now we have very many special intake degree programs, in 2004, the BSc Honors in MIT program was introduced as the first degree program offered by a single department of this faculty. As you all know, the current intake for this program has increased up to 120. And I'm happy to say, as the Dean of the Faculty, the employment rate is over 95%. In addition, in 2020, they were awarded ISO 9001 2015 Quality Management System Certificate, and still they are maintaining it. And that is the only department having this ISO recognition in my faculty. The Industrial Management Science Student Association, called as IMSSA, is the official student body of the department. Its prominent role over the years in organizing impactful events such as the HackX, which is called as Inter-University Startup Challenges, HackX Junior 6.0, Inter-School Hackathon, and the Exposition. I'm not going to say anything about that because you have seen many video clips on that. And they have launched this with the vision of thought leader in digital transformation. This year, in parallel with this launch, they organized an industrial week, which provides an invaluable opportunity for the undergraduates to gain exposure to the industry and explore potential job opportunities. So this event is organized and launched annually by the IMSSA as one of its major skill development activities. Since its inception in 2005, the Exposition has been a masterpiece that introduces novel concepts and ideas, bridging the knowledge gap between academia and the industry, while providing up-to-date factual, analytical, and research-based information to undergraduates, entrepreneurs, and professionals regarding the latest technologies and innovations. Finally, as the Dean of the Faculty of Science, I thank the organizing committee for materializing the event and wish everyone a productive and fruitful experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and please remain on stage. Now, to hand over the token of appreciation to the Dean, I invite Dr. Ruwan Wickramaratchi, Acting Head of the Department of Industrial Management, on stage. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Our event wouldn't be possible without the support of our valued partners. So now, let's take a moment to acknowledge them.
With decades of experience, Evonsys delivers top-notch digital transformation solutions, empowering clients for better business performances through high-quality IT services. Today, we take immense pride in introducing Evonsys Private Limited as the title partner of Exposition Issue 19.
Connex IT is a leading IT solutions distributor focused on innovative value-added IT services. And it is with great pride that we introduce Connex IT as the gold partner for Exposition Issue 19.
Welcome to Connex Information Technologies, the future of technology. Founded in 2014. Distributor network over Sri Lanka and Singapore, 50 plus global vendors, 140 plus channel partners. We strive to provide our channel partners the high-class products and solutions with inspiration and passion, and with emphasis on continuous improvement, proactive approach, timely response, and accuracy that enhance the business for partners and their customers. Our vision is to be the most innovative distributor of IT products in the country by developing and working closely with our valued channels through effective marketing and proficient support, thus enabling our partners and the company to grow together. Our values: collaboration, teamwork, courage, passion, integrity. Our business focus: endpoint security, security management, infrastructure monitoring, professional services, unified storage, authentication, networking, perimeter and internal security. Our support and services: pre-sales support, RMA processing, demo and POC, 24 hours into 7 days a week help desk, on-site remote installation configuration, spares, knowledge transfer.
A true leader is someone who not only understands the path ahead, but also walks it themselves, guiding the others along the way. With that in mind, we extend this invitation to Dr. Ruwan Wickramaratchi, Acting Head of the Department of Industrial Management, to share his insights with the audience.
Very good afternoon to everyone. Our chief guest, Senior Professor Sudat Kalingamudali, Dean, Faculty of Science, and our esteemed guest, my colleagues, and our students. You know, most of the time, when you see news, what we see about university students is chaos. Like even last few months, if you look at about the news about Kelly University, we had multiple events about this negative, like protest, then kind of threatening staff, etc. Still, it's refreshing to see some of these student associations getting together and doing something more positive. One such association is the Industrial Management Science Students Association, the Student Association of the Department of Industrial Management. IMSSA is one of the most active associations in the university. As Professor Kalingumudali earlier mentioned, they organize HackX Junior, and then Tech Talks, and many other events, and also Exposition, the annual magazine of the Industrial Management Students Association. The Exposition launch is the flagship event of IMSSA calendar. Exposition 2024 is the 19th issue of the magazine. Managing to publish a magazine, especially in a university, by student association is no small feat. In fact, I am very happy to see Sandamal. Sandamal they have when they were students, in 2005, they basically initiated publishing the first new version of Exposition. And at the Industrial Management, the Department of Industrial Management, We always encourage our students to go out and learn rather than just restricting them to our classrooms. We want our students to excel not only in academics, but also in sports and other extracurricular activities, including what they do through IMSSA. We consider all of these part of the process of helping to create better students rather than just excellent academics. We want to make them, in fact, good all-round citizens for the entire world. Today, also we have, for this event, we have invited our industry partners, mentors, our internship partners, to say big thank you for helping us to help our students to do a better job. We're really grateful. The department is really grateful for their contribution to our programs. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our Vice Chancellor, Professor Nilanthi De Silva. Unfortunately, because of other commitments, she is not here today. And also our Dean, Professor Kalinga Mudali, Dean of the Science Faculty, for their continuous support that helps us to carry out our work easily. Also, we would like to thank all the sponsors and others who contributed to make this event a success. Finally, on behalf of the Department of Industrial Management, let me congratulate the Chief Editor and his team for publishing 19th edition of Exposition, and also the event organizers for organizing an excellent event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. The major pillars behind the success of any event are its partners. So let us introduce our official silver partners for Exposition Issue 19. Cygenics converts ideas to market-ready systems and everything in between. It is our privilege to announce Cygenics as one of our silver partners.
Logicair is a third-party logistics service provider that offers a range of services that include warehousing, transportation, value-added services, and many more. And we at Exposition are thrilled to announce Logicare as one of our silver partners.
Welcome to Logicare. We deliver sustainability through supply chain transformation. Sounds complicated? You want to combine your business goals plus logistics so that it equals maximum efficiency? We are a one-stop provider with a gamut of solutions. Warehousing, transportation, value-added services, on-site management, yard storage, supply chain consulting, order fulfillment and last mile delivery. State of the art. Now that's a word we like. EU standard storage and equipment. Ultra modern racking system supporting both selective and double deep storage and includes over 12,000 pallet positions. Material handling equipment up to 15 meters lift capacity. A fleet of various types of vehicles. A diverse team of experts. Cutting-edge technology. Sourcing, delivery, and the best return you can get under the best of conditions. Yes, there's more. In every single decision we make, we hold our values high. Agility, creativity, simplicity, integrity. With Logicare, it's really not that complicated.
GTN is a fintech pioneer with decades of success holding broker-dealer and capital market service licenses in multiple jurisdictions. Through its subsidiaries, it is with immense pleasure that we announce GTN Technologies as one of our silver partners.
In ancient times, our ancestors embarked on bold journeys to distant lands to explore trade. They sought treasures beyond imagination, yet faced challenges in conducting efficient trade. Over time, as humans evolved, so did trading and investments.
GTN stands out as a fintech reshaping the world of trade and investments as a platform with cutting-edge technology and operational capabilities. Our vision is to make investment opportunities accessible across the globe. We see a world where anyone can invest anything, anytime. We realize our vision through cutting-edge technology, offering seamless worldwide access to a vast array of instruments on multiple international exchanges. We are proud of our seasoned professionals with decades of experience delivering our purpose with passion. GTN is a global fintech leader, leveraging technology for unmatched performance and setting new industry trends. We embrace change as a constant and take great pride in our unwavering commitment to creativity and innovation. Diversity fuels our culture of competitiveness, creativity, and innovation. Our global footprint, spanning multiple locations around the world, is the cornerstone of our remarkable diversity. Our transparency, professionalism, ownership, and equality form a strong foundation as our core values to be what we are today and shape our future. At GTN Tech, we believe impossible is a choice.
And now let me present our bronze partners for Exposition Issue 19, who have providing ample support in various aspects. Meet Fortitude, our bronze partner who delivers people-focused technology solutions that transform companies at speed and scale.
They say, follow your passion, live your dreams, break barriers, don't stop being you. Because no matter who you are, you can grow. Are you someone who moves to your own beat? A professional dancer? Create something beautiful each time your fingers touch the keys? That's cool. Or just sit back and sketch. Yes, sketch! No matter what you do, you can grow. Maybe you are into wildlife photography, or you just want to restore a classic car. Never gets old. No matter what you choose, everyone can grow. Turn your hobby into a business. Handcrafted jewelry? What about weightlifting? Go for it. Push the limits of your strength. Follow your passion. Live your dream. Push your boundaries. Because at Fortitude, everyone can grow.
From captivating presentations to authentic experience, they brought the world to life, sharing the richness of diverse traditions. ICBT Campus, our bronze partner for Exposition Issue 19.
Meet MS Holdings, the largest apparel tech company in South Asia, who has joined as the bronze partner for Exposition Issue 19.
Ink elevate your brand with expert corporate customized printing. Let me introduce our official gift partner, Inked. Your real game starts with the kind of experience, further education and further training that keeps you updated. Learning is a process and it never stops. That is how he defines learning with his profound experience in the industry. He is currently the Honorary Consul of Georgia at the Honorary Consulate of Georgia, Colombo, former chairman of Hella Clothing and former group director of MS Holdings. And it is time to introduce our keynote speaker for the day.
A story of inspiring beginnings to a journey of success. From a managing director, an industry expert, an influencer, a chairperson, a visionary leader, and a symbol of success. The Honorary Consul of Georgia in Sri Lanka, former chairman of Hella Clothing, and former group director of MAS Holdings. The keynote speaker of Exposition magazine launching ceremony. Introducing Mr. Dan Gomez.
Without further ado, please join me in giving a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Mr. Dan Gomez. Sir, this invitation goes to you to address the gathering.
Day I live, I want to be a day to give the best of me. I'm only one, but not alone. My finest day is yet unknown. I broke my heart for every gain. To taste the sweet, I face the pain. Give me one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are possible and the answers
wins gold for Sri Lanka in the bantamweight division. What a marvellous final. Overcome with emotion. Manju Waniarachi. The pictures tell the story there. That's how much gold means to that 30-year-old.
can knock off those lights would be great. Those two lights. Thank you. If you can dim it a little bit would be great. I can't see the audience otherwise. Good afternoon. I think it's a bit of sleepy time, and I'm honored to be here to speak few words. Now, I'm supposed to motivate you during this time. So I thought maybe what I should speak, I'm not going to talk anything about theory. I'm going to talk to you about real life. What you really need to know when you get into the industry. When you pass out, you get the entry ticket to the game. I see some of my ex-colleagues from Mass Holdings and friends from industry. And when you pass out from the university, what are the skills that you need? Whether it's boxing, whether it's running the army, or any large companies like Mass Holdings, or any of the small business units. You need to develop these competencies now, because when you go to the real world, nobody's going to teach you. Nobody's going to teach you about leadership. Nobody's going to teach you the pitfalls. And it's a boxing fight there in real life. So, what are the things that you need to know? But since it's a very intellectual crowd here, undergraduates, the lecturers, and the people, I thought I'm not going to talk about the principles. But I want to talk about few things. One is courage, one is passion, one is resilience, one is humbleness, and one, the most important thing, never giving up. And I'm going to talk through sports because as Sri Lankans, we are very passionate. We are especially passionate about cricket. But let's talk about the other sports. In the 60s, boxing was one of the most popular sports here. From 1948 to 1968, at every Olympic Games, there were 3 boxers boxing for Sri Lanka. From 1948, when Duncan White won the silver medal, there were 3 other boxers as well in the 8-member team. So every consecutive Olympics, there were Sri Lankans boxing for the glory of the country. Last boxer went for the Olympics was 1968, when Sergeant Karunaratne represented Sri Lanka at the Mexico Olympics. After 1968, boxing declined because 200 countries boxed like football, and you need to qualify to box at the Olympics. So with 200 countries taking part, it was very, very tough. It's not like playing cricket, where about 20-25 countries will take part. Boxing like football, all 200 countries in the world box. So to qualify to the Olympics, 1 year before the Olympic Games at the World Championships, where about 135 formidable boxing countries will fight for the 8 places. That's up to the quarterfinals. If you win, you will most probably get a qualification to fight at the following year's Olympic Games. Then if you don't qualify for the first 8, every continent is given 4 places. Asia, having about 50-odd countries, has the best boxing nations other than Cuba, United States, England, and Russia. The former Russian republics like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and starting from North Korea, South Korea, Japan, China, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Iran, all these countries are tough competitors in boxing. So what are the chances of Sri Lankan qualifying out of 200 countries for Olympics is just a dream. an impossible dream. In 2001, I took over the presidency of Sri Lanka Boxing. For 21 years or 23 years, I toiled hard, sacrificing sometimes my work, my private holidays, sometimes my family life, to pursue this dream for a Sri Lankan to win a medal at the Olympic Games. That was my dream. I was a young chief executive in my early 30s at MAS Holdings Key Plant Slimline. And my first experience, I boxed for Royal College. I was Royals flyweight champion for 4 years. I was Sri Lanka's flyweight champion, junior flyweight champion, much in the years before you all were born. And after that, I wanted to box for Sri Lanka as well. And in the trial for Asian Games, 1976, I was a schoolboy, which I shouldn't have fought. I fought for the representation to represent my country. And I met this guy called H.S. Caldera, unheard at that time, from Zahira Boxing Club. I was the Sri Lanka's junior flyweight champion. And with traditions of Royal College, which has 110 years of boxing history, I thought I will never be defeated. But in the semi-finals, I met Caldera. In the second round, with a cross hook, he floored me down. Instead of going for the glory, I was on the canvas. That was the date I realized as a young 17-year-old guy that never underestimate the competition. And I was too arrogant. I thought I will win and I will go for the Asian Games. Because that arrogance, boxing for Royal College, flowed me down in the second round. With the greatest difficulty, I got up. And in the third round, he floored me again. Last 10 seconds to go. I held on to that 3-minute round, held on to him, and I lost badly. And Caldera went on to represent the country and won the last boxing medal at the Asian Games in 1976. And up to now, we have never won a gold medal at the Asian Games. So Caldera was felicitated by Sri Lanka and 200 athletes who got to the finals, medalists of Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, and the Olympics, and the national cricket team of 1976 by the country in 2007. I was one of the guys who facilitated the event for the government of Sri Lanka. After the dinner, after the event, we had a dinner at the BMICH, and Caldera sat in the same table like me, and he said, "Dayan matakadara fight taka." I said, "Taam matak karanna epa, taam e parawal rideno." And it was such a shock, and I could remember that fight very well. He said two things which I always remembered. He said, when I got into the ring, you got into the ring with the blaze of Royal College, hung on your shoulders. And I looked at the 5 judges. One was Danton Obesekara, wearing the crest of Royal College on the left-hand side and the University of Cambridge on the right-hand side. Edward Grey and the Obesekaras, all of them wore your college colors, St. Thomas's, Royal, Ananda, and Trinity. And on the other side, they were all university colors of prestigious British universities. And you fighting for Royal College, I thought it's never going to be a close decision, and you will be the favored boy to represent the country. That there will not be meritocracy. And I thought you were fighting for the honor of your school. I was fighting for my life, and you are not going to stop me. Even the Korean guy, I floored him in the 3rd round, because when I used to practice, mama අපේ ගෙදර තිබ්බ මිරිස් කාලා අරගෙන කොට්ටයක් කනුවට ගැට ගහලා අපේ ගෙදර තියෙන ඒකට තමයි පංච් කරේ. අපේ අම්මා කෑ ගහනවා ගෙදර කඩම් වැටෙයි ඔහොම ගැව්වොත් කියලා. So not even you or the Korean could stand my left hook because it was so strong. The moment I connected it, the opponent was down. One thing I realized that day of humbleness. If you are arrogant because you are a graduate, because you went to a good school or you went to a good university, does not mean that you will not get defeated outside. First lesson. Second lesson was on meritocracy. If you do not have meritocracy, which we don't have in this country, the best man will never win. The best man will never get the job. So when I went to Mars Holdings and later on as chairman of Hella Clothing, I made sure that it is not your school, it is not your nationality, it is not your race, nor your religion, which got you recruited into any of those companies. It was sheer on meritocracy. As the group chief executive, I always pursued that dream. That learned at the initial years. So when you go to the into the real world and real life, make sure that you will always follow meritocracy and get the best team so that you can win. So when I became the president of Sri Lanka Boxing, first thing I did was to bring Caldera as the chief of selectors. And they told me, the man who stopped your boxing career, you brought him as the chairman of the selection committee. I said that was long years ago, and he is fit enough to sit in the selection committee because he understands what boxing is all about. I picked the best selection team. I best the best guys on meritocracy for my team, and we started on a long-term vision of 8 years to get a boxer qualified in 2008 Olympic Games. An 8-year dream, like a corporate dream. An 8-year plan broken into long, mid, and short-term budgets. A 4-year plan, a 2-year plan, and a yearly budget. No sponsorship from the government, self-funded with the help of the corporate sponsors, we embarked on the journey. Now, how to pick a 4 or 5 member talent? Do you think I went to Royal College? No. Did I go to any of the Colombo schools? No. I went to underprivileged schools and talked to the principals, the teachers, and the parents and said, look, I have this dream to take a boy for the Olympic Games, but I will give a future for them as well. I take their responsibility as like a father. 8 years is a long journey. So the education, the employment, teaching them English, teaching them computer science is my responsibility at Mars Holdings. And that's what I did. Picked a 5-member team, 2 girls, 4 boys, started the journey. Then I went to realize we were still fighting in the 1960s, the old British way of fighting. Boxing has become safe. Boxing has become strategic. Boxing was a completely different game from the earlier bloodbath of our game in the 60s, 50s, and the 40s. So we had to change the whole thing. It was like going from Stone Age into a computer age. We had to change. And where does the technology come from? The 2 best nations, Russia and Cuba. I realized that I couldn't approach Russia, so I approached Cuba. What I did was, had a meeting with the ambassador of Cuba. Mrs. Emma went, a lady, and she was wondering why a CEO of an American company making bras and panties for Victoria's Secrets wanted to meet the Cuban ambassador. She was confused because Cuba and America are like sworn enemies. So why was an American company chief executive wants to meet the Cuban ambassador? She didn't ask that. She gave me a nice cup of tea, a piece of cake, and what did I talk? Did I talk on boxing? No. I talked about Che Guevara. When I was your age, I was a leftist. I was very radical. My two heroes were Che Guevara and Muhammad Ali. Both wanted to change the world, and some succeeded, some didn't. I was young and radical. So I told the ambassador I was more to the left, a socialist at that time. Now I think I'm more a capitalist. So times change. So I talked about Che for about 5-10 minutes, and she talked about Che for about another 15 minutes, because Che was Cuba's all-time hero next to Fidel. And then after all this conversation, she realized I didn't come to talk about Che or Fidel or Cuba. She asked, Mr. Gomez, what can I do for you? Then I said, Madam, I have a dream. This country needs to qualify for the Olympic Games. We need the Cuba's support, and we need the best development coach that you can send. She got up, held both my hands and said, Mr. Gomez, consider it done. So what is the lesson in that? If I talked, we must get the person on the other side to the same page. So if you don't get that person, whether you are at the chief executive level, or whether you are at a manager level, or whether you are at the junior manager level or the staff level, if you want the inclusiveness, if you do not want any opposition, you have to get them to the table, and to talk sense, you have to get them to the same thinking. That's the most important thing when you go out into society that you need to do. If you are interested in art, I need to talk about art. If you are interested in science, I need to talk about science. If I need to talk about astrology, I need to know about astrology. So when you go into society, you need to be accomplished. You cannot not know only your science. You need to know about real life. That's the second lesson that I learned. How did I get Mrs. Went to the same page? We had the same hero at different eras. So she was already receptive. So when I asked, she got up and she sent me the best coach. Now I have got the coach, I have got the 6 boys. Now the game begins like when you qualify from this university. The game, entry ticket to the game is your university degree. So like that, they had to start the entry ticket and the game. They get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 10-kilometer jog from Pandala to Kuliapitiya. Coach goes in the cycle, they jog up and down. Moment they hit slim line, they have got the quarters, they have got the air-conditioned rooms, everything is provided. You do 200 push-ups. 200 push-ups, and then you have breakfast. Then you rest 1 or 2 hours. 10 o'clock you start your English classes, computer lessons, and what you really need to do. Today all those boxers have got MBAs and at least a degree in the science, whatever they wanted to pursue. That was my responsibility. They didn't like to study, but they were forced to study. Like the parents and the teachers pushing them, got them to do everything what is needed to prepare them for the corporate life. Then again 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock, sparring and fighting in the boxing ring. Then we started giving all that to the schools, right around all our factories. Today, the time I boxed for oil, there are only 25 schools. Today, 90 schools boxed for the schools championship. 90 schools. That's how we started infecting the society, the schools, by supporting and getting the sport into the ground level. Now, after 3 years, we were somewhere there at the Commonwealth Games level to win. 5 fights, 5 nations, against 5 nations, you have to fight. Sometimes 7 times you have to fight for a gold medal against 7 countries. Minimum 5 countries you have to fight. And if you win 3 fights and you are in the quarter final, and if you win the quarter final up to the semi-final, you get a bronze medal. Then if you are in the final, if you lose, you get the silver. If you win, you got the gold. Life went on. I went all over the world, sacrificing sometimes, bringing a risk to my job as the chief executive and a group director, taking all my leave, going for about 27 countries in those 4 years. From hot countries like Tunisia, Morocco, to cold countries, minus 30, to fight in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and Mongolia, Russia, United States, Australia, all over the world. 3 boxers and myself and the coach, we traveled to get this dream sorted out. Defeat after defeat, no funding from the government still. Brandex was the main sponsor of 4 million rupees. MS gave 1 million rupees. Other sponsors, bits and pieces. I used to lecture and collect about 4 million and put to the boxing kitty, not from to my pocket. Collected about 10-12 million rupees for all these costs that we needed to get this medal through. Years and years of struggle came to 2007, the World Championships. My vice president was General Jagat Jayasuriya. At that time, the Security Forces commander. He was my teammate also at Royal College. I told Jagat, Mandale Kachal, you better come down from one knee because we will not be able to send the boxers. With the greatest difficulty, he flew down to Colombo to settle the meeting. I had a tough executive committee at that time. DIG Thangavelu, who was the head of legal in the police, former Thomian boxer. DIG Rohan Abewardena, famed boxer from Kerry, and the DIG security for Colombo at that time. All mostly from the forces, very senior officers. So I said, gentlemen, I want to take 2 boxers for the World Championships in Chicago. They all looked at me and said, as if I was mad. 135 countries will fight for 8 places. In 2007, 2008 Olympic Games in China. I was going to be the chef de mission because I was the vice president of the Olympic Committee at that time. And they said we couldn't win a medal at the Asian Games. We couldn't win a medal at the Commonwealth Games. We have won some medals, I accept, but not formidable tournaments. And now you are trying to fight at the World Championships for Olympic place. Are you mad? It's a waste of time and money. Jagat was on the verge of leading the army to victory over LTT at that time, 2007. More closer to the finish line because the war finished in 2009. And he used to always tell me we are going to finish it. And I never used to believe him. Jagat told, gentlemen, Diane is right. We are ready. But one condition, he has to find $15,000 to take his 2 boxers for the Olympic trial in Chicago. He finds the money, we will support to let him go with his 2 guys and give it an attempt. They agreed. So off we went. And 2 things I also learned at that, which I want to tell you. The first time at the Olympic Games, the captain of the Sri Lanka team will carry the country's flag. All 200 countries will take part in the opening ceremony. 2008, Susantika Jayasinghe carried the flag, and 3 feet behind her, the chef de mission, which was myself, would walk. And we had an 8-member team from Sri Lanka, would walk behind me. 6 athletes and 2 coaches would walk behind. That's a very small Olympic contingent from Sri Lanka. At any other games, the chef will carry the country's flag and the 3 boxers will walk behind. The first time in 2005, when I was given the flag as the chef in Glasgow Commonwealth Championships, it was like my private property when I took that flag. My head would have got swollen because it's a great pride of carrying the flag for an athlete or a manager. I was holding on to the flag, and just before we hit the arena, the country in front of me was Swaziland. I knew it was somewhere in Africa, but I didn't know much about Swaziland. 1 chef, manager, and 1 boxer. He looked at me and gave the flag to the boxer and said, he will carry my country's flag because he's the man who's fighting for my country. I felt ashamed. I gave the flag to Manju Vanniyarachi and said, Manju, carry the flag. And he's asking, say, hey, kodiya geniyanne? I said, 3 of you all will walk and I will walk behind. That was the first day I realized your country must come first before you. Not you being important more than your country. That is what we don't teach in the school. That is what we don't teach at the university. That is what we don't teach when you all grow up into the society. You must remember the country must come before you. That is why when Sri Lanka plays India at the last match in Kettarama, I want to kick 1 or 2 people. When the national anthem was being played, they were drinking beer and shouting, while the Indian audience, when the Indian national anthem was played, they all stand to attention, they all put their hand to the heart and they sing their national anthem, while some of the Sri Lankans are happily seated, some are chit-chatting, some are even drinking beer because they are half drunk. The people in front, some were seated, some were drinking beer, and I would have, wanted to punch them in the nose and floor them because it's a disgrace for our country. So you need to understand that you must be proud of your country. That is what we need to teach first from school or to the university, and even I hope this lesson will take you through when you go into the real life to fight. So, when in Chicago, when I was given the flag, I carried it because we had to go all over the street, Chicago, a bit of like a kilometer, and then go to the arena. And once you walked into the arena, I was giving the flag to Anuruddha Ratnayaka to carry the flag. But actually Anuruddha was not the captain. It was Manju Vanniyarachi. Now it's like this. We go for the 2007 World Cup in Mumbai, which I also went as a spectator. And Muralidharan is the world's best bowler, undoubtedly. 800 wickets. He's the best bowler that world has produced. Kumar Sangakkara as the captain, because we batted first, 200 odd runs. India is chasing us. I tell Murali, you lead the team, the greatest bowler of all time. And you will never captain Sri Lanka. You will lead the team and we will win the match. But it didn't happen like that. And unfortunately, even Murali didn't take a single wicket. And if I was the manager and if I ordered that, which is going against the executive decision of the cricket board or my boxing board, You can't change the captaincy at the last minute. That's the executive committee decision. Who will captain Sri Lanka? I told Manju, give the flag to Anuruddha, because I knew Manju will not win at the World Championships. At the second fight, he made the Russian world champion, Olympic gold medalist twice, and undefeated in 300 fights. The Russian stopped Manju in the second round. No way Manju was going to beat the Russian. But Anuruddha, I felt, was a better choice and that he would qualify. So I gave the flag to Anuruddha. They were all confused. I said, you carry the flag and you will qualify. And I had to fly back, and he came running, he worshipped me and said, sir, I know you are going to Olympics as the chef, and 40 years after, I will go with you. The strength, the determination, and the consistently that he is going to make it was what made him qualify. In the first fight against Australia, he knocked down the Australian guy in the second round. Fight was stopped. In the third fight, he fought the Latin American champion, and he beat him from Ecuador. And in the semi-quarterfinals, he lost to the European gold medalist, but who won the Olympic bronze medal as well subsequently, but he was qualified. So after 40 years, we qualified. 40 years is a long time. So we trained him. Sorry, I got a little bit of cold. And training people is not only boxing. You need to remember this, because you are university undergraduates. It is all about mental training, mental resilience. How do you handle a tough situation? It's like the exam. How do you train them of mental resilience? Lost yesterday by 3 runs. Why? Why we play so well in 2 matches and the third match we fail? Because nobody teaches them mental resilience. The mental pressure from the school days you are not being taught. Your parents don't teach you. Just before my exam, I lost my father when I was 12, so I was the only child. My mother was a housewife. She used to tell, I'm going for the exam. Ayyo, me padang kar vidiyat na pass danne. You're going for the bloody exam. And the mother says that. She thinks it's good intentions, but she's worried. So you have to understand, as parents one day, as teachers one day, as corporate executives one day, as leaders, you need to teach your followers mental resilience. When you are down, how to fight, how to handle the pressure. And that is what we taught for 4 to 5 months to Anuruddha Ratnayaka. Every day he gets up, we play the national anthem, we put a clip and simulate the fight of 9 rounds, 3 rounds, 9 minutes. And in the end, winner blue or winner red, Anuruddha Ratnayaka, Sri Lanka, and the national anthem going. So he's been taught every day that you are going to win. So are we. I'm the corner man. Corner man is the toughest job in my life. When the boxer sits down after 3 minutes, after fighting, I have to put my hand, the coach gets into the ring, and Gutikala Enakota, nothing goes to your head. Because you're fighting. It's not like playing tennis or playing cricket. 3 minutes of fighting with an unknown guy from some other country. You sit down, you are exhausted. Coach will tell you 1 or 2 things. Katandara kiyanne bæ veleta. Nothing goes to your head. I had to put my hand into his mouth, take the gum shield, which is a piece of gel, to protect your teeth. And it's full of spit and sometimes blood. කටට අත දාලා එක ගන්න ඕන. ඔගොල්ලෝ කැමතිද අනිත් මිනිස්සුගේ කටවල වලට අත දාලා ගම් ෂීල් ගන්න? කෙලයි මේවත් එක්ක. And unknown people as well. At least you all have put colognes and brushed your teeth. Right? These are all unknown guys. Of course, they brush their teeth. That's what my job. Take the gum shield, give him a wee bit of water. He's asking for water. I can't give him enough water because then performance will come down. One sip of water. Uguru dekai. Take it. Wipe him up. Put the gum shield back. Because you have to wash and give little water to put it back. You have to do it in the first 30 seconds. First 30 seconds I do all that. If he's bleeding, I stop the bleeding. And then the coach will tell 2 or 3 things. Then 30 seconds, my mind and his mind. I need to know what is in his mind to talk to your mind. To talk to your mind, I need to know what you are thinking. Correct? Your mind might not be here. Your mind might be with your boyfriend or your home or your exam or anything else. Your mind might be still in office. There must be office, some issue. You are listening, but your mind is there. My God, I need to sort that out. Everyone, your mind is not 100% here. I need 30 seconds, one-on-one, your mind, my mind, to motivate you to find why you are fighting for my country and your country. That 30 seconds is so critical to send him back. Kakul panane, mind is weak. That time, I had to give that injection like a suicide bomber whose last 30 seconds is to press the button. I had to make him an animal to fight. And that's pretty tough. I have been the corner man for 22 years. Nobody wants to do that job. I'm the only president in the world in Sri Lanka in boxing. Now I don't do that because I'm the only Sri Lankan in the 5-member board of the world body and the Asian board. So I can't. Otherwise, 5 world championships, Olympics, 5 Commonwealth Games, 5 Asian Games, and all over the world, about 1,000 fights, I have been the Sri Lanka's corner man. Nobody wants to do that job because it's a nasty job. No president of boxing in any other country does that. That was my job for my duty for my country. That is a tough job. To teach Anuruddha to fight. After 40 years, Olympic Games, first fight, Sri Lanka versus Brazil. We thought we were going to do it. But we lost badly. What did I say last when he got into the ring? I want you to prepare mentally this situation. This is the most important thing in this lecture. I won't call it a lecture. It is an inspiration talk for all of you all. The last 30 seconds before you get in here or the boxing ring is the most critical time for you. 45 minutes before the fight, you have been checked by the doctor, your pressure, your heart, your eyes, to see you are fit, whether you are physically fit to fight. That's number one. Once the doctor certifies, they give you the boxing gloves. Who will put the gloves is important. If you are fighting, whom do you want the gloves to be given? Your vice chancellor, your father, your lecturer, your best friend, or your girlfriend? That's important. Who's going to be with you at the fight? So you put the gloves. You're ready. Now it's about another 15-20 minutes to fight. You warm up. You're thinking you're allowed to rest and bring your calmness down. Tell me, if there's a bomb now in this stage and you have 3 seconds to jump out and you can't do it in 3 seconds, we all die. Whom will you think of in those last 2 seconds before you die? The lady here, are you married or single? Married, okay. Whom would you think? You have to think somebody. Husband. What about you? Children. How many kids you have got? 2. Which one? Elder one or the younger one? Whether it's a girl or a boy. You can't think of 2. 2 seconds and one person. It's always one person. I know this is a tough question. Your daughters or sons? Are you going to think of the son or the daughter? Tough question. But I want everybody to learn. Son or the daughter? Daughter. You? Son. Your daughter as well, or? But you will think of the son. You all are not married yet, no? Whom would you think? Mother. You? Mother. You? Mother. You? Son. You? Mother. It took me more than 30,000 fights to understand in the time of your death, in the last two seconds, whom would you think? I have asked these questions, more than 50,000 people have answered. It's always, for a son, it's always the mother. Always the mother. Daughter sometimes, mother, but sometimes the